Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, Frugalissima. My name's Sam. This is where I talk about all things sewing. And today I'm filming from a slightly different location. This is the spare bedroom, the room of gloom, room of doom rather, that all the out of season clothes get stored in, or aka my son's old bedroom. And today's video is all about Sew Upcycle 22. This is a challenge that has been run by Becky at Notes from the Sewing Room and Karen, who is Sew Little Time, both on Instagram and YouTube. And they're running a challenge throughout the month of October, and I'm the first in the video hop. There's over 40, I think there's around about 40 vloggers joining in during the month of October. And I'm the first up to give you some ideas and inspiration for upcycling. So if you've watched my channel before, you know that I love an upcycle. My last video, which was my makes over the spring and summer, featured quite a lot of upcycles. So I will link that to the end if you want some more inspiration. I'll talk about a few others that I've done recently or over the last year or so, and I will give you some inspiration for my thoughts and ideas as well. But I thought first of all we'll just touch on the parameters of the challenge, and that is to make a garment, and that could be for yourself or for somebody else, but not for your dog. So sorry to my little rogue, it can't be for your pets, and it's got to be a garment rather than an accessory. It can be a fancy dress or costumes. I've just checked with Becky about that one, and it has to be made during the month of October. So ideally something from, you know, an old duvet cover or a tablecloth, or maybe you've got some clothes in your wardrobe that you no longer wear. That's why I'm filming from here, so that I can show you some of the things that I've got in mind. As long as it wasn't a fresh piece of fabric, so not something that's bought. So if anybody has watched the So Frugal challenge and you had some ideas in mind and didn't get round to it, this would be an ideal one if you were going to upcycle something in that challenge. So the hashtags for it are hashtag So Upcycle 22. Just had to check then. If you're showing a whip, that would be So Upcycle 22 WIP, work in progress. And yes, tagging Becky and Karen. Let me just double check I haven't missed anything. You just will need to show the before photographs so that you know, we know you've not cheated. So this isn't my challenge, it's Becky's and Karen's. So if you've got any other questions, if you just hop on over to their either Instagram or their YouTube channel, and I'm sure they'll be able to answer any queries. So that's the admin out of the way. On to some of the things that I've made, and you might notice Mandy, the mannequin here, is wearing my Parlor Jacket, and that is an upcycle that I made, was it last year or the year before? I've talked about this before, so I won't go into too much depth about it, but this was my husband's old jeans, and yeah, great little upcycle, loads of different features in this one. I actually used some scraps of material in this one as well, it wasn't entirely jeans. So I have got other videos on it, but you can see that there's a jean pocket on there, and then I've just put some side panels, and that's a Parlor Jacket from Fabric Store. And then underneath she's wearing what used to be a sari. I bought, I don't know, 4 saris off eBay or something like that, and I made this is a pattern from Prima magazine, so it's not widely available, but I absolutely love this top. It is a little bit big on me now. It's actually, I think it's supposed to be a tunic, so it does go sort of mid-thigh, but I wear it just as a top. And yeah, this is a silk sari, and saris are fantastic for upcycling because you've got lots of material, quite narrow, but you've got quite a lot of yardage, usually about 3 yards as a recall rather. So that's one, and then we've got the top that I'm wearing now. This is one of my all-time favourite upcycles, and this used to be a skirt. This was a skirt that I found in a charity shop. It is a little bit big on me now. It was on the pile to be altered, but I thought I'd just wear it because I just love this top. This is the Sew House 7 Montevela top. And what's ideal about this is it's got lots of different pieces, panels in it. So you've got some side panels down here, and then you've got the little frill, and obviously it doesn't take up a lot of yardage because it's only a short sleeved top. So that's one of my top tips, is that, you know, if you use something with lots of pattern pieces or small pieces, that's a good way to upcycle clothing, or anything really. But if you're using clothing, your parameters are a lot less. And then another one is this top here, and that is the Cerester top. I no longer wear this, but it was a maternity top. And again, lots of little pieces in it. You've got your side panels there, and you've got all your ruffles down the sleeves and what have you. So that was bought at a car boot sale, and when I got it home it was quite revealing at the back. So I didn't really want to use it, and I just wanted to twirl. The Cerester came out quite big, did this. So if anybody's going to make it, it is quite a large fitting top. So I don't wear that one so much now. Another one is, I think Becky and Karen don't necessarily want you to be making a pair of jeans into a pair of shorts, as in cutting them off. But this one I've not talked about before, and it did start off as the Camille pants from Sew Over It, from their Work to Weekend ebook, and I made them into Pietra shorts. So I did actually completely deconstruct the Camille trousers, and then again, you've got lots of little different parts in the Pietras. So you've got your pocket parts and what have you. And if you look underneath, I'm going to show you my gusset now. You can see I've had to actually join it in there. Hopefully you can see that. But it's underneath. If anybody's looking under there, then there shouldn't be. So I'm not too bothered about that. And you can actually still see where the original darts were on the original ones. That'll come out in the wash. I'm not worried about that. And I've worn these a lot over the summer. Another one that I've worn a lot, and this was from a duvet cover that I picked up again from a car boot sale for £1, and I've made all sorts out of this. This is the new look. I think it's 664. I will put a picture of it in. And this was meant to be a wearable toile, and I've actually worn these lots on holidays. I've probably got some photographs of me wearing these, so I'll show you those. So my final inspiration, or things that I've made previously, is a fancy dress outfit. It's coming up to Halloween in October, so it's an ideal time to upcycle something. Find Halloween costumes are full of plastic and that sort of thing, so you know, it's a good way to repurpose something that you've already got, or find in a charity shop, as in my instance. And I will insert photos of this because it is cuteness overload. Prepare yourself. I made this little pumpkin for little Alice last year. So we've got, I'll take it off the hook. So I used the Waves and Wild free patterns because at the time she was only about 10 months old. So that's the little top knot hat. And the green scuba I did buy, but the orange was a jumper. And I made a little jumper to go underneath the pumpkin, which I used some felt to put bow on, so that if she got too warm then we could take it off and she was still in fancy dress. So that was I think it's a wee lap top. Is it Patterns for Pirates? It might be Patterns for Pirates actually, not Waves and Wild. And yeah, so I just used some felt and just sewed that bow on there, and repurposed the cuffs, and then I think these are the peg legs. Again, this was new fabric, so that's a scuba, so you can see how small it is now. And then I drafted the pumpkin. So the pumpkin goes over her head like that, and her little arms came out here, and we've got little pumpkin there. So I made some little leaves, and then I just put bias binding down there, and it's all stuffed with toy stuffing. So we've got an inside and an outside. So this used to be a dress. It was a dress again I found outside a charity shop. It was £1, and I thought, you know, it's worth a punt at trying to draft it. So I will insert photos of these for you, and I hope I've inspired you to maybe look at things in a slightly different way. don't think they'll want a sheet turned into a ghost, but they have said that fancy dress or costumes would be great, would be ideal. So if you've watched my channel before, you'll know that upcycling is my real passion. I love to do stuff like that. I don't do everything upcycled. I do use patterns. I mean, these are the Windsor culottes, just made from, some fabric that I had. So I did have a major clear out of my wardrobes over the when it came to autumn, because I've lost quite a bit of weight, and I just went through every single item of my wardrobe to establish whether I wanted to keep it, whether it was worth altering, and just cleared out the summer things and put them into this wardrobe here. And then we I got out the things that we're going to be wearing during autumn and winter. So I divided everything into piles. So I had a sell pile, a repurpose pile, I had a donate pile, I had a keep pile, keep as is pile, and then I had another pile, can't remember, an alterations pile and a donate pile. And everything on here now, apart from the ones that I've just shown you that I've already repurposed, are the ones that I've put to one side that at one point I'm going to alter. I'm not going to go through them all today, don't panic. I'm just going to pick out 5 of the things that I'm hoping to get through during the month of October. And so we'll start off with this Camille jumpsuit. So back to the Camille jumpsuit, when I was talking about the Pietras previously, I find that it's just over large. So I made the trousers as a toile and found that they really hung low on the crotch area before I wanted to cut into this plissé material to make the jumpsuit. And then when I made the jumpsuit, I didn't actually toile the top, and the top was way too big for me. It just swamped me. So I'll try and insert some photographs to show you that. So I've got this lovely plissé material here, and I've got obviously lots of it in a jumpsuit, and I thought of repurposing it into some sort of skirt. So Tammy Handmade had a bit of a sale on during a couple of weeks ago, I think. I think it was part of the Makerist website. If you subscribe to the Makerist website, top tip coming, if you subscribe to the top Makerist website, every now and again they'll sell patterns off for $2. It's about £1.90 something. So I picked up her Rani skirt, which is just a long skirt, long midi skirt with slits up at the side, and then it's just I think it's gathered into the waist with either elastic or a tie, or possibly both. And I thought that would make a really nice long plissé skirt. So I'll just bring the fabric in for you so you can have a proper look. That it's just got that plissé, that pleated texture. So that's that one. I'm just going to refer to my notes for the size range of that one. Sizes 6 to 32 goes up to a maximum hip of 60 inches. There are actually 2 variants of it. There's a shorter one with a ruffle at the bottom. I don't fancy that one for myself, but the longer one I think would be nice with a pair of boots over the sort of coming seasons. So the next one is this t-shirt that I found amongst my son's clothing. I did ask him first if I was okay to do this, and he said yeah, that's fine. And I quite like the design on it, and I think he designed this. And got lots printed, I think probably to sell, and this is just what's left. And I'm just going to make a vest top for running in or exercising in. I think it would be a bit more indoor in the coming months. If you watch, I think it's Catherine So, she's got some fantastic ideas of upcycling t-shirts. But this I'm just going to make a V-neck tank top, and no, it's not a V-neck, it's a round neck tank, and it's going to be the Durango Tank by Hey June and Made. And I've made that one before. It's got a racer back style. It's got a seam down the back, so you can adjust it into your back, and it's finished with bias binding, I think, around the sleeves. I've got, actually, if you don't fancy that tank top, I do have a video talking about different tank tops that might appeal to you. So that one, it's a smaller size range, is that one. It's not a great size range, but it is a free pattern. It wouldn't be one of my videos without featuring a free pattern here. So that goes from size 20 to 22, and it's a 31 inch bust up to a 45 inch bust. and it is a free pattern and it's available in A4 and A0. Third one is this Scuba Dress here. This was a simplicity dress. I don't think I've got any photographs of me wearing this one, and I think I've featured it before. So I haven't worn this in years, and it's too big. It's not worth me altering it and I don't think I'll be able to sell it. It's just a bit old-fashioned, I think. But I still do quite like the material, probably on my legs. So it's a Project Catwalk, I think it is. Is it Project Runway, I think they're called, aren't they? The Simplicity 1418. And I'm thinking of making some exercise leggings with this. Either that or some yoga pants. I found a yoga pant pattern, free pattern, but it's a one size one. But Mood have got quite a few that I was potentially going to use, and they again are small parts, so you can sort of easily fit it into the pattern. So I'll link the Mood ones. I think it's called the Erismus or something. I'll double check. So the shorts are the Erimus shorts, and then there's a sports bra called the Amelia sports bra. So possibly one of those, or there's a Lotus leggings as well from Mood. And we know, if you've watched any of my videos before, you know that Mood's got quite a good size range. The fourth idea would be to upcycle the duvet cover. So if you watched my last video of my makes, and I made the Parlor Jacket from this fabric. This is the duvet cover that's left over. I made the Parlor Jacket for my mum's friend. They were doing a skit for the two Ronnies, just to explain if you've not seen it. This is just like a beige colour, probably doesn't do a great deal for me, but it's 100% cotton, and I think it'll dye quite easily, so it might be an interesting one to experiment with dyeing. And it's got these interesting little pleats on it, which I washed it out. That's better, you can see those pleats, so I'm going to try and incorporate those somehow as well. So that's going to be the Fibre Mood Norma blouse. If you've not seen that before, it's got a V-neck, it's got buttons down the front, and then it's got quite an exaggerated puff sleeve that just finishes just below the elbow, and it's gathered into a small cuff at the elbow. And I think like a cotton like that will let those sleeves sing. You know, if you use something drapey, then you won't see the exaggerated sleeves. So that might be a good one for experimenting with dyeing, maybe tie-dye or shibari. Sorry, somebody's walked past with a load of dogs. So that's something that I've been meaning to make for quite a long time. Long sleeve, so ideal for autumn, winter. Then finally, we've got a maternity dress that I picked up from a charity shop. Maternity dresses are actually really useful because you get a lot of fabric in them. However, I thought this was like a maxi dress. When I saw it outside the charity shop, when I got it home, I thought, oh, no, it's not. And I would never wear a strapless maxi dress anyway, only on holiday maybe. So yeah, you've got quite a lot of fabric in a maternity dress, and it's a good one to use. And especially on this is the band that would go over the bump. Obviously, it's not my maternity dress. I've got this from a charity shop, but you've got quite a lot of fabric in that because you've got that width times 2. And it's a seraphim, and I think they're quite expensive of these. And I think the benefit of using maternity wear is that theoretically they don't get a lot of wear really, you know, maybe 9 months, but it's 100% viscose is this, and it's in really good condition. There's no bobbles on it or anything like that. And I want to make myself a long sleeved, like a long sleeve top, Breton top, something like that. Now I might be being a little bit overly ambitious with that, trying to get the sleeves out of it, but we'll see how we go. If I can't get long sleeves, then we'll go just go into a t-shirt. So I thought either the Edie top, which is another Sew Over It ebook one, or there is a Uvita top from Itch to Stitch. That's a free pattern, obviously. And then I found another free pattern from Hemmer's iTex DIY. I've featured those before in one of my Frugal Fridays video. And that's got a little turtleneck and a puff sleeve, which I thought was a little bit different. I might be being a bit ambitious trying to get puff sleeves and a turtleneck and long sleeves on it, but we'll see how we go, and we'll see what I can get out of it. So that's my 5 ideas. I've still got a full rack of things on here that I want to upcycle at some point. I haven't mentioned things for Alice. I will probably do something at some point for her. There's loads of ideas, but I just wanted to keep it relatively short. It's going to be long again, I know it is, but anyway. Children's clothes are perfect for upcycling, because obviously you're making something big into something small, like I've just shown with the little peg legs and what have you. So I hope I've inspired you and given you some ideas of what to do, and let me know below what you're planning on doing. So don't forget to look out for all the other vloggers. Will be Tamlin tomorrow from Sewing on the Time, and Maddie from Confessions of a Sewing Nerd, and she's really great at doing upcycles. So don't forget to watch those. Let me know what you are planning on making. Don't forget to tag Karen and Becky, and if you've got any questions, then ask them. They will know all the answers. Oh, and I did forget to mention it is an Instagram challenge, so you need to show your pictures on Instagram. Don't forget to show the before and after, and raid your closet and see what you've got in there. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.